Hello and welcome to Travarsa Technology. We are very happy to have you here as part of our organization. Whether you are joining as an employee, intern or trainee, this onboarding session is designed to help you clearly understand how we work, what we expect, and how we maintain a safe, professional, and disciplined environment. At our company, we believe that success comes from clarity, discipline, and mutual respect. This orientation will guide you through all important policies that every member must follow while being associated with us. These rules are not just formalities, they are designed to protect the company, our clients, and also you as a professional. Please listen carefully to each section. Even a small mistake can have serious impact, so it is very important that everyone understands and follows them properly. If you follow these guidelines sincerely, you will have a smooth, professional, and growth-oriented experience with us. Let's begin this onboarding journey step by step. Any violation of company standards is taken very seriously and may lead to strict action such as immediate termination without notice, recovery of dues where applicable, suspension, or legal action depending on the severity. We follow a zero-tolerance approach toward misconduct such as harassment in any form, bullying or abusive behavior, unauthorized sharing of confidential data or credentials, moonlighting or working with company clients without approval, misusing company systems, smoking during working hours or near company premises, damage to company property, or trying to directly or indirectly take company clients for personal benefit. For example, sharing any internal company credentials, projects, source code, client login, or password even once is treated as a serious data breach. Submitting false documents, fake certificates, or promising false experience during hiring or onboarding is treated as a serious violation. Working with a company client privately without written approval is considered conflict of interest. Even small intentional damage to office equipment is treated seriously because it affects trust and operations. These violations may lead to immediate termination and legal actions. Every employee is expected to maintain complete professionalism and honesty in day-to-day work. This includes how you behave with colleagues, how you handle tasks, and how you represent the company in front of clients. Behaviors like using abusive language, showing disrespect, ignoring assigned work, giving false commitments to clients, or intentionally delaying tasks are considered misconduct. Being inactive without valid reason is also not acceptable. Integrity is very important. If someone misrepresents their qualification, experience, or skills at any stage, it will be treated as a serious violation. Similarly, submitting fake reports, manipulated data, or false timesheets is strictly not allowed and will lead to immediate termination. For example, telling a client work is completed when it is not actually done is considered a serious breach of trust. Posting negative or harmful content about the company on social media indirectly or directly is also misconduct. All work created during employment belongs to the company, and, depending on the situation, action may include warning, suspension, or immediate termination. Maintaining discipline in the workplace is important for a professional and respectful environment. All employees, interns, and staff are expected to reach the office at least 10 minutes before their shift starts and be ready to begin work on time. Repeated late arrival may lead to disciplinary action. Each employee is responsible for keeping their own workspace clean and organized, including desk, chair, and assigned area. Personal belongings should be properly managed, and the company is not responsible for loss or damage of personal items brought to the office. Professional dress code must always be followed during working hours. Casual or inappropriate clothing like slippers, floaters, or unprofessional attire is not allowed in the office environment. For interns and trainees, certification will depend on performance, attendance, and active participation. If attendance or performance is not satisfactory, certificates may be withheld. The objective is to maintain a disciplined, clean, and professional workplace culture. Official working hours will be communicated to you as per company requirements, and punctuality is very important for smooth operations and teamwork. You are expected to reach office 10 minutes before login hour. Even a small delay is recorded as late login. The first instance usually results in a verbal warning, the second may lead to a written warning, and repeated delays can lead to stricter action, including sending the employee back home for the day without pay or even termination in serious cases. Leaves must always be pre-approved in writing. In emergency situations, the employee must inform by call and email before office hours. Absence without approval will be marked as leave without pay. If an employee is absent for 3 consecutive working days without any communication, it will be treated as job abandonment and will lead to termination. Work from home is allowed only with prior approval and is treated as a privilege. Employees must remain available during working hours, and failure to respond during work from home will be treated as absence. The goal is to maintain discipline, reliability, and smooth coordination across the team. All new joiners will go through a probation period of 6 months. During this time, performance, behavior, attendance, and overall discipline are closely observed. Confirmation in the company is not automatic. It will only happen after successful completion of probation based on consistent performance and management approval given in writing. Until then, the intern or employee will continue as a probationary intern or employee. The probation period may also be extended if performance, attendance, or behavior is not up to the expected standard. During probation, leave is generally unpaid unless specifically approved. Taking frequent or unnecessary leave may affect confirmation or lead to extension of probation. For example, if an employee is regularly missing deadlines or taking excessive leave without proper reason, their probation period may be extended or reviewed for continuation. In serious cases of poor performance or misconduct, the company may terminate employment during probation without notice. The purpose is to ensure fair evaluation and maintain quality standards in the team. A respectful workplace is very important for everyone's growth and safety. The company does not tolerate any form of harassment or misconduct under any situation, whether inside the office, at client locations, or even through digital communication like email, chat, or social media. Harassment includes any unwanted behavior such as inappropriate physical contact, asking for personal or sexual favors, sending inappropriate messages, sharing offensive images, making sexual comments, staring or gestures that make someone uncomfortable, or creating a negative or unsafe environment for any individual. Misconduct also includes verbal abuse, insulting or humiliating someone in front of others, threatening job security, spreading rumors, or making comments based on gender, religion, caste, or personal background. Any such behavior is strictly prohibited and will lead to strict disciplinary action, which may include immediate termination and legal action as per applicable laws. The company maintains a strict zero-tolerance policy toward alcohol and drug use during working hours or while representing the organization in any capacity. No employee, intern or trainee is allowed to consume, possess, or be under the influence of alcohol, narcotic substances, or any intoxicating drugs during office hours, at client locations, or on company premises. Such behavior is considered highly unprofessional and a serious violation of workplace discipline and safety standards. Any violation of this policy may result in immediate termination without notice and further legal action wherever applicable. The goal is to maintain a safe, disciplined, and professional working environment for everyone. The company maintains a strict no-smoking policy to ensure a healthy and professional work environment for everyone. Smoking is not allowed during working hours, including breaks, and it is also strictly prohibited within or around company premises. This rule applies to all employees, interns, trainee, and visitors without any exception. Violation of this policy is treated very seriously because it affects discipline, workplace safety, and the professional environment of the organization. For example, if someone is found smoking near the office building or during office hours outside, it will still be considered a violation of company policy. Any breach of this rule may lead to immediate termination without notice or any warning. The objective is to maintain a clean, disciplined, and professional workplace for everyone. Data security is one of the most important responsibilities in our company because we handle sensitive client information, systems, and internal business data. Confidential information includes things like client login details, passwords, API keys, source code, server access, database credentials, and even internal company credential and project details. This information must never be shared with anyone outside the authorized team. Employees must never share these details with anyone, even inside the company, unless officially required. Writing passwords on paper, saving them in unsecured notes, or sharing them through personal WhatsApp or email is strictly not allowed. Any suspected data leak or security issue must be reported immediately to management. Hiding or delaying such incidents will be treated as a serious violation. The company also monitors official systems, emails, and network usage for security purposes. And by continuing employment, everyone agrees to this monitoring. Security is everyone's responsibility, not just the IT team. Any employee who notices a possible security issue must report it immediately. This includes things like suspicious emails, unknown login attempts, malware alerts, system slowdown due to unknown reasons, accidental sharing of data, or suspected password compromise. Reporting must be done as soon as the issue is discovered so that quick action can be taken to prevent damage. For example, if you feel your account password has been exposed, you must immediately inform the management or technical team without waiting. Delaying or hiding a security incident can make the situation worse and may lead to strict action, including termination, because it puts company and client data at risk. The goal is simple: act fast, report honestly, and protect the system. The company provides internet and other resources only for official work purposes. These resources are meant to support productivity and secure business operations. During working hours, personal or non-work related usage is strictly not allowed. This includes watching YouTube videos for entertainment, streaming music, using social media for personal browsing, playing online games, downloading torrents or pirated content, or installing any software without prior approval. For example, if someone is watching reels or movies on office internet or downloading unapproved software on a company system, it will be treated as a serious policy violation. Any misuse of company network or systems can lead to strict action, including immediate termination without notice. The objective is to ensure that company systems remain secure, fast, and fully dedicated to professional work. To protect company confidentiality and client privacy, strict rules apply to photography, recording, and sharing of internal information. No employee, intern or trainee is allowed to take photos, record videos, make audio recordings, or capture screenshots inside the office or during work-related activities without prior written approval. This includes meetings, client discussions, work systems, dashboards, source code, documents, or any internal communication. For example, taking a screenshot of a client dashboard and sending it outside the company, or recording an internal meeting on a mobile phone without permission is considered a serious violation. Any unauthorized recording or sharing of internal information may lead to strict disciplinary action, including termination and legal consequences. The goal is to ensure complete protection of company and client confidentiality. Employees are expected to use social media and public platforms responsibly, as personal actions can directly or indirectly impact the company's reputation. No one is allowed to post or share anything that is defamatory, misleading, or harmful about the company, its clients, employees, or partners. Confidential information related to work, projects, or internal discussions must never be shared publicly. It is also not allowed to use company name, logo, or branding for personal posts or opinions without approval. Personal opinions should never be presented as official company statements. Any behavior that damages the company's image may lead to disciplinary action, termination, and legal proceedings. The goal is to maintain professionalism and protect the company's public trust. Employees are expected to give their full attention and commitment to their work during employment with the company. Working elsewhere while being employed here is strictly not allowed without written approval from management. This includes freelance work, side projects, consulting, or any kind of paid or unpaid work for other companies or clients that may affect your time, focus, or performance. Directly or indirectly working with company clients for personal benefit is also strictly prohibited. This is considered a serious conflict of interest. For example, if an employee starts doing freelance projects without management approval after office hours using company client contacts or similar work connections, it will be treated as a serious violation. Any such activity may lead to immediate termination without notice, along with legal action if required. In some cases, relieving or experience letters may also be withheld as per company policy. The goal is to ensure complete focus, loyalty, and transparency during your time with the company. Employees must always act in the best interest of the company and avoid any situation that could create a conflict between personal interests and company responsibilities. A conflict of interest happens when personal, financial, family, or outside business relationships can influence or even appear to influence your work decisions. Employees are required to disclose any such situation immediately to management so it can be reviewed properly. For example, if someone is involved in a side business that offers similar services to the company, or if a close family member works with a company client, it must be declared. Hiding such information is also considered a violation. Failure to disclose a conflict of interest may lead to disciplinary action, suspension, or termination depending on the severity. The purpose is to ensure transparency, fairness, and trust in all professional decisions. The company follows a strict anti-bribery policy to ensure complete transparency in all business dealings. Employees, interns, and trainees are not allowed to accept or request any form of money, gifts, commissions, kickbacks, or personal benefits from clients, vendors, or any third party. All payments for work must always go through official company accounts and approved channels only. Taking or asking for any direct payment from a client is strictly prohibited. For example, if someone asks a client to transfer project money to their personal account or accepts cash or gifts in return for preferential work, it will be treated as a serious violation. Any such activity may lead to immediate termination without notice, recovery of losses, legal action, and even criminal proceedings wherever applicable. The purpose of this policy is to ensure honesty, trust, and ethical business practices at all levels. During and after employment, employees are not allowed to directly or indirectly influence or encourage others to leave the company for personal benefit or for any external organization. This includes trying to move company employees, interns, trainees, or clients to another company, or using internal contacts for outside opportunities. Such actions are considered a serious breach of trust because they affect team stability and business relationships. For example, if someone contacts a colleague and offers them a better job in another company or tries to bring company clients to their own side business, it will be treated as a serious violation. Any such activity may lead to strict disciplinary action, termination, and legal consequences depending on the situation. The goal is to protect team integrity and maintain healthy professional relationships. The company reserves the right to verify all details provided by an intern or employee at any stage of employment. This includes identity, education, previous work experience, references, and any supporting documents submitted during hiring. Any false information, fake certificates, forged documents, or misleading experience claims will be treated as serious misconduct. For example, if someone submits a fake experience letter or altered educational certificate and it is discovered later during verification, it will lead to strict action including immediate termination and possible legal consequences. Employees are expected to be completely honest during and after the hiring process and throughout their employment. The purpose of this policy is to ensure trust, transparency, and hiring the right talent for the organization. Company property must always be handled with care and responsibility. This includes office furniture, laptops, computers, monitors, servers, access cards, and any equipment provided for work. Any damage caused to company property, whether intentional or due to negligence, will be treated seriously. It is not only about loss of equipment, but also disruption of work and business operations. In such cases, the responsible person may face strict action, which can include immediate termination without notice and recovery of full repair or replacement cost from salary or full and final settlement. The aim is simple: treat company assets as your own responsibility and use them with proper care. The company takes system security and data protection very seriously, and any action that harms or risks company systems, data, or client assets is strictly prohibited. Employees must never delete, alter, or destroy any files, source code, repositories, logs, or records without proper authorization. Installing unauthorized software, malware, spyware, or any harmful code is also strictly forbidden. Intentional disruption of systems, services, or workflows will be treated as a serious offense. Copying or taking company or client data without permission is also not allowed under any circumstances. Any such actions may lead to immediate termination, recovery of damages, legal proceedings, and even criminal action depending on severity. The purpose is to protect company integrity, client trust, and system security at all times. The company encourages everyone to report any genuine concerns related to fraud, harassment, corruption, data breaches, unethical behavior, or policy violations. If any employee reports an issue in good faith, their identity and safety will be protected, and no retaliation will be taken against them. The purpose is to ensure a safe and transparent workplace where issues can be raised without fear. At the same time, false or malicious complaints are strictly not acceptable. If someone deliberately makes fake allegations to harm another person or misuse this process, it will be treated as misconduct. For example, reporting a real data leak is protected, but making a false complaint against a colleague out of personal conflict will be taken seriously. The objective is to maintain honesty, accountability, and a healthy reporting culture within the organization. When an employee decides to leave the company, a written resignation must be submitted, and a standard notice period of 30 days is required unless otherwise agreed by management. During the notice period, the employee is expected to complete all pending work, properly hand over responsibilities, and maintain full attendance discipline until the last working day. The company may allow early release in some cases or recover salary in lieu of short notice as per applicable rules. If an employee leaves without completing the notice period properly, it may affect final settlement. At the time of exit, All company assets, including source codes, must be returned, and confirmation must be given that no company data is retained. Full and final settlement is usually processed within 30 to 45 working days after the last working day, subject to clearance of all dues and obligations. Even after leaving the company, certain responsibilities continue because of the nature of work and access to confidential information. Former employees must always maintain confidentiality of company and client data. This means no sharing, no copying, and no misuse of any internal information, systems, or project details after exit. They must also not approach or influence company clients for personal work or benefit. Any attempt to divert clients or projects after leaving is strictly prohibited. Also, any defamatory or negative public statements against the company are not allowed and may lead to legal action. This includes social media posts or public comments. In case of data theft, fraud, or misuse of intellectual property, the company reserves the right to take civil or criminal legal action as per applicable laws. The purpose is to protect business integrity, client trust, and long-term professional ethics. The company reserves full authority to take appropriate action in case of any suspected or confirmed policy violation. Depending on the situation, management may issue verbal warnings, written warnings, suspend an employee, recover damages, or take steps such as termination without notice. In serious cases involving misconduct, fraud, data breach, sabotage, or repeated violations, the company may also initiate legal proceedings as per applicable laws. For example, if any employee repeatedly violates important policies despite warnings, management may decide to terminate employment immediately without further notice. All decisions taken by management regarding disciplinary action, investigation, or exit process will be final, while still following applicable legal guidelines. The purpose is to ensure discipline, accountability, and smooth functioning of the organization. Thank you for taking the time to go through this onboarding and policy orientation. These guidelines are not meant to restrict you, but to create a clear, disciplined, and professional environment where everyone can work with trust, safety, and accountability. When expectations are clear, it helps avoid misunderstandings and allows everyone to focus on growth and performance. We expect every individual associated with the company to follow these standards in both letter and spirit. Your cooperation in maintaining professionalism, integrity, and responsibility is what helps the organization grow and succeed. If you ever have any doubt or need clarification, you are always encouraged to reach out to your reporting manager or the management team. Once again, welcome to the organization, and we look forward to working with you and achieving great success together.